And finishing third in the 2023 Bennetts British Superbike Championship for Lamy OMG Yamaha, it's Kyle Ryde. Kyle, it's been a fantastic season for you. It really has been a turnaround, I think it's fair to say, because in previous seasons you've had tracks that you've been strong, some that you've been weaker at, but this year you seem to have excelled across the calendar, and it's made you be a title contender going into the final round. If someone had said before we got started at Silverstone that this would have happened, what would you have expected?
I always expected to be in the top three. That was the goal. With 2 meetings to go, I didn't think it was possible, but obviously being BSB, something happened at Donington and I managed to get back within striking distance, and then we come to Brands Hatch and arguably had my best weekend of the year, my first triple podium actually of the year. So yeah, just credit to the team and everyone to make the bike great this weekend. I think a few blips in the middle of the season cost us on being really close to winning the championship, but yeah, overall I'm very proud of myself, especially at a couple of tracks I've struggled at, like you said, Cadwell and Knockhill, and obviously I never had a podium before till I come to Brands, and I've just done a triple podium. So yeah, great season and great way to finish.
And what do you think this holds for 24? Because obviously you already announced to staying with the team for next year.
Yeah, and I think there's a couple of different regulations going on. Everyone's bike's going to be a little bit different. I think it's going to be a bit harder to do some lap times, but yeah, I've obviously got the same bike, same team, and it worked from last year to this year, so hopefully we can make another step for next year.
Congratulations, Kyle. And taking second in the 2023 Bennetts British Superbike Championship for Beer Monster Ducati. It was a Beer Monster Ducati 1-2, the 9th title for the team in memory of Paul. Glenn, there was nothing more you could have done today. It came down to it, but the best way to celebrate Paul's honour was to finish 1-2 in the championship today. Talk us through the season and how you feel at the end of the weekend.
Yeah, the season has been great. I think it all started with the win in race 3 at Silverstone, first for the Ducati at that track, and from that moment we knew we had a bike that had made a step forward from last year. A little bit of a lull in the middle of the season after my good form at Knockhill. Snetterton and Brands weren't my 2 best rounds, and some kind of information from, it was actually Eugene Laverty explained the technique that would help make this bike work, and from we adapted that kind of race 3 here at the middle of the year and we went to Thruxton, I felt like the pendulum swung, and I felt like I was maybe the dominant rider in that period of the championship. Obviously we went to Donington Park, and you know, it was a disaster weekend to score 0 points, and you know, the crash was what it was. It's been well talked about, but I'm sure everyone's seen there's an abundance of respect between all the guys, myself and Tommy included. And I think what's frustrating was the race 3 at Donington, you know, a knock-on effect of the crash, you know, prevented me scoring 1 point would have been enough. But yeah, I tried everything this year. I feel I've got into the best shape of my life physically, mentally. It's a complete turnaround. You know, I just feel like a different person, but you know, back to like myself kind of years ago, you know, before some troubles or whatever. So yeah, it's been incredible, an incredible fight with Tommy. It got heated, but you know, it's top level sport. You know, riders, families wanting the same thing, stickers in the same garage. Both big characters, probably great for the series. Both shoot from the hip. Both say things we shouldn't say. Both probably regret it after. But I have a ton of respect for him, a ton of respect for every guy in that grade. And you know, that he's been. I had Shaky as a teammate who we were in different parts of our career, but Tommy has been.
Yeah, he was upset about that on the TV.
Yeah, you know, I said Tommy was the toughest teammate I've ever had, and you know, I stand by it because we were both fighting for a championship together. Me and Shaky never had that. Grateful to have what I had with Shaky and all that learning, but to go like we've done and to experience a championship that's come down to half a point. Do you know what? Yeah, it would be. If you want it, happy days, your name's there, your name's in history, a few more quid in the bank, but to be truthfully honest, I give it everything. And do you know what, I don't even know if I want it, how much happier I would be than what I am now, because you can't do more than give it everything. And you know, I think we all have reasons why we want to win. I think first and foremost, every rider wants to win from themselves, their families, but you know, we know the Bridewell story, and I'm a bike fan too, and hats off to them because they deserve it with everything they've been through with Ollie.
And winning a first Bennetts British Superbike Championship title for Beer Monster Ducati, the 9th for the team, for Paul Bird, for Ollie, it's Tommy Bridewell. Tommy, it's been an emotional season. It's been hard work. There's been rivalry. There's been clashes. How do you feel on finals day at Brands Hatch?
So yeah, to be able to stand here and say that I finally won the British Superbike Championship is unbelievable. I think me and Glenn are such fierce rivals, but the respect we both got a huge amount of social media abuse because it's easy for people to do that. Glenn said stuff that he shouldn't have. I've said stuff that I shouldn't have. We both made remarks, but we, hand on our heart, both know that the respect we have for each other is unbelievable. So the rivalry we've both had this year is what's made us both riders that we could have probably never dreamed of being. I know that he's going to come back next year more determined and motivated than ever, and I'm going to come back to try and retain my title, you know. So it's an honour, and it's unbelievable for me to be able to say that I'm going to come back to try and retain my title. Yeah, it hasn't sunken in it, and it won't sink probably for a while. Lost for words, but what a year it's been. Thank you to the team. Thank you to everyone, again, like I said, that supports me. And hopefully it's the first of many to come.
How's Tommy Bridewell going to celebrate this evening?
Oh, I'm on the fence. Do I celebrate or do I go home? I'm not sure because I hate having a hangover. But I got to pick the dogs up in the morning actually from the kennels, but I'm sure Annie will probably let me off. Might charge me an extra day, mind, but I'm a normal person. I love getting home, being with my dogs and everything, and seeing my sheep. Just weird, really, because when I left, I was in the motorhome. Just before I got in the motorhome, all my 4 sheep were stood at the fence, looking at me, and I was like, right, see you later on, girlies. And then one of them was like, bah! It just makes me chuckle. I tell you what, they're just brilliant. So yeah, hopefully they're all right.
Thank you, Tommy.
Thank you.